And I have my students out here, and what we're going to do is an old-fashioned horizontal curve, laying it out. And what I have the students doing is I have them setting up with just a regular level, and they previously, a couple weeks before, they've calculated this curve, and they've got the deflection angles and the length of the subchords, and they'll go from here where they're at, and they'll pull out to a stake. And the last time they were out, they pulled, turn this way for the wind, when they calculate the curve, it comes out in positive numbers, so it's kind of a right curve. But this time I've had them to do the same curve, but they're doing it to the left, which means each one of the deflection angles, they just subtract those deflection angles from 360 degrees, and it'll make the curve go counterclockwise, which is to the left. Is what they're doing now. But they set up, then back the stake. Back here is the back tangent, which is kind of the center line that imaginarily be setting up here. Then back in that direction there would be the center line of the road going that way. They line up, they zero on that stake. I mean, they line up on that stake, line the crosshair, the vertical crosshairs of the level on that stake, set the bevel to 180 degrees, then they rotate 180 degrees, which gets them pointed to an imaginary point of intersection, which would be down that way. Now they've pulled their first deflection angle, and they measure down to the first stake. Then they pulled the stake, they turn the next deflection angle and pull down the next stake. And as this will go, this road will make its way right around to the left. This is the second day they've done it. The first time they went pretty slow, but looks like they're going pretty quick already. Now Team 2 over there, on the other hand, they've already broke a tape. Tapes are 50 years old, and somehow they managed to break it. And they're using 100-foot tapes, and the reason they broke it is they did not fold it up correctly as per my instructions. So they'll come around and make their curve this way. This team will make their curve going that way. And once they finish, this team will go over to this side of the field, and they'll do a right curve. And that one will go over to that side of the field, and they will do a right curve this way. Now, one thing that makes it interesting about this exercise is what I make them do is they start out, I give them 100-foot tapes. Now I have 300-foot tapes in the storeroom that they could use. But using 100-foot tapes makes them think, like they're going to be, this next pull is going to be, how many feet are y'all going on this one?
191.
191? Okay, they've got to go out, measure one up, go to 100 feet. Use those red and white poles there called range poles. They got to get a second range pole, line up like a gun sight, then pull the next tape out to that. It makes a little teamwork thing, makes them think a little bit, and ain't no need in making it easy, because that real world out there ain't easy. Now they won't be doing it this way. There'll be some engineer put these in. This curve will be predetermined, and they'll put it in a CAD program and download those points. These station points, and they'll go out with a GPS unit and bop, 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 and pop them right in. But this is old school right here. And, you can do it old school. You can do it this new way. Because you might get out there, you're maybe 200 miles away from on a job site, and gas went down a little bit. It's still pretty expensive. And especially when you got a crew and you're all the way out trying to do something, and you can't get it done because the GPS unit goes down, or you lose a cable or something happens. It's nice to be able to whip out that pencil and calculate these formulas and calculate these curves and be able to do this.
Is that good? All right, one more.
Oh, that's good right there.
All right, you good.
You guys are rolling through here pretty good, guys.
The next one is
Number 5. 341.
Yeah.
41 degrees.
341, 40.
They mark it on here. So you gotta kind of estimate a little bit. Now when we get the total station out here, guys, it's gonna get a little bit easier, and then you can put it in just within a couple of seconds of where you need to be.
What's the next distance?
But if we was doing this for bulldozer work, man, it'd be fine, you know. So we could run a dozer if we had to mark out the center of this curve going through the woods or something.